How's it going, guys? My name is Mr. Mono. Thank you for tuning in today. This is the first time I'm ever using my motto now for the YouTube video for get first 100 star rail. Before I didn't hit the motto because, well, my computer is down. So, without further ado, this video will be about Jingliu, the ice DPS of destruction. Although it says 2 days left, this is going to be a banner of if you should pull for her or not. She's a very unique unit, as she is sort of like Inhibitor Lune. She is a AoE and single target DPS monster, but there is a catch to her. She uses your teammates' HP instead of her own HP when she goes into her mode. I'll do a short summary and talk about her skills, who you can build her with, and why you should pull her and why you should not pull for her. As a reminder, there is 2 new units coming out. There's another unit coming out next, Topaz, and I will touch up her when she comes out. Without further ado, let's get back into the video. This is going to be a very, very simple video. I am not too keen on going crazy with the editing. You don't really need anything fancy, guys. Come on, it's really a video about discussing the character. Now, if you want me to go into detail on for future banners, you let me know, please. And I will. I will go into detail on showing you examples of her in-game and all that fun stuff. But this is just going to be a quick guide for any new players or people who are on the fence on someone here. Hopefully this helps you guys. Thank you very much. So, without further ado, she's a 5-star ice unit and she's destruction. Destruction is usually a very weird, should I say, spec, because originally our first destruction was Clara. Clara is sort of more of a elation unit. She also uses follow-up attacks. The thing that destruction has to comment, they're usually destroying something or taking damage. For example, Inhibitor Lune sacrifices something in order to get his damage, which is skill points. Yes, I know people use skill points, but he uses 3 skill points instead of 1 to get maximum damage. While she uses HP of her opponents. Clara takes damage in order to do most of her damage, because she uses Servog to counterattack with her follow-up attack. Now we'll click her unit. She comes with Sampo, Kinkyu, and Ting Young. Now, Ting Young is amazing, but you should already have her already if you pulled on the other banners. Now, if you are pulling as a brand new person who's interested in and saved up for Jingliu, then you'll get Tin Young. Tin is really good with her. She is the second most important Harmony character in the game currently, until a new one comes out. And she works really good with Jingliu. Sampo is good, but he does not work with Jingliu. Why? Because he's the Hillary. She's not Nihility, she does not do dots. He goes with Kafka. Why he's there, I don't know. She is really good. She is the second strongest quantum character in the game for damage. But she is a 4-star and she's super RNG. Unless you have her fully maxed out. So I would not recommend worrying too much about her, but if you get her, you get her. Honestly, she's an okay unit. Now, let's go to not what I wanted. We'll go to character trial. We'll try her trial real quick and I'll explain her skills. Well, this will already explain her skills. So she gains a charge when attacking after accumulating a certain number of charges, enhances itself, and advances forward with the unit action. While enhanced consumes charge using powerful ability. What this means is that you use her E to gain stacks. When you hit 2 stacks, you go into an enhanced form. She removes her blindfold, and her E becomes now an AoE powerhouse, which does multiple hits. But the catch is, whenever she uses her ability in E, she sacrifices the HP of her fellow units. The more HP your team loses, the more damage she does. Equivalently. So say you have Fushang, who has 9 HP, lose a big chunk of her HP with her Jinliu's E, will help Jingliu's E do much more damage. So on. But there is a catch to this. This can hurt and break your team at the exact same time. No. Her technique allows her. Her technique causes a big AoE, which instantly freezes any opponent in the game. Generally, which any opponent. Now, this also gives her stacks. That stack gives her 1 skill point, 1 E stack. So you only have to do 1 E in order to get her form. So we go here, we'll freeze, hit, there's to that. So she does minor damage, basic attack, does attacks one into synergy, which is her E. This is gonna be your main damage. Now this also gives you another stack, but you don't want to use your ultimate until you get into her form. And I'll explain why when I get into the thing. This pretty much explains that she transforms, her skill becomes enhanced, increases her attack. When she becomes 0, just when you do the special skill, becomes 0, and you get out of the form. So
you're in trouble now.
We'll use her to support her. So now we see we already have 1 thing at the bottom. She has 1 skill point right there. So we use E to get another one. Now she transforms. She loses a massive transform. She becomes a nice hot waifu character. But if you watch closely, I'm going to use her ultimate.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
See, and she just cost HP for using her ability in this form. That includes ultimate, but now she has 3 stacks. What that means is she can only use E now, which is her enhanced E.
Can't stop now.
But this does not use any skill points at all. So she can constantly use her E for 3 turns in her enhanced form. It will not cost you a single skill point, but it will cost you HP.
Naughty child.
So,
Nap time.
but in this form, she gains crit rate,
Welcome,
she
customer.
gains crit damage with her, with her Eldions, and she gains effect resistance, which means her to resist stuff.
We were supposed to
So
attack
she is not really highly crit reliant. She gains a shit ton of crit rate, which means at level 10 she gains 50% crit rate. So ideally you only need to build her 50% crit rate minimum, or even 40% if you have Fushan in your team. So now we use Ting
1,000
Young,
wonders to raise your
pop her.
spirit and fight is
See, I just win now. See? So we'll go over real quick her abilities and stuff. Again, already swing. This is your talents. This is your abilities. Gain stacks every time you use your E. It takes 4% of the restricted max HP. This can't be reduced to lower than 1. And this increases her damage. Increases attack by 540% of the total HP consumed. It caps at 90% of level 1. This does ice damage. See, it's 20% more damage, and also does 60% damage to adjacent enemies. And this, by going into this form, she instantly skips over everybody. Like, you get 2 stacks, she's next in line to go. Attack her right away. She's a very, very fast unit. And she literally has a whole bunch of speed. You can literally build her speed. Like you want speed on her, you want attack, crit damage, and crit rate. Typical damage user. But you don't have to do crazy with crit rate on her. So crit damage chest, literally ice damage gold, attack everything else besides boots. Boots would be speed. But if you want her to be hit up, she doesn't really need that much attack stat for boost because you'll have Ting Young boosting her, or you'll have Bronya. Bronya is her best support currently. Bronya is crazy. Bronya is the best support in the game. Remind you guys. So, she's a really good unit to buy. But again, there's a catch to her. She uses a lot of HP. And if you keep popping her off with like Bronya, or she keeps going and going and going, Memory Chaos, or even in Swarm, she is going to eat out your HP of your unit. For example, my Fu Shang gets eaten alive by her, which causes her Fu Shang to eventually use her ultimate to get HP back from other units, but also uses her passive to heal herself a lot more. Now, if you don't have Fu Shang, and you don't have somebody like Bailu or Luocha, you are going to struggle with her because you need damage mitigation with her. Chapard will work really well with her, yes, but I'm 100% positive that her HP drain will go through Chapard's shield. Now, which is not a big deal, but you need a unit that can constantly keep your team going and going and going. Natasha is okay for her, but the top three healers for her are going to be Luocha, Bailu, and the new quantum healer. We'll go to her real quick. What's her name? Lynx. They're her top three healers currently. Natasha's okay, but not great. Because she is heal over time. And she does takes damage over time. Whenever she uses her skills. This will help protect your team, give her crit rate, which she'll need, and it'll help protect her by absorbing all the damage done to her. But she's not mandatory. Sadly, I'm sorry to say this, that the Trailblazer is not really good with her. Although Taunton is nice and all, he cannot sustain her enough to keep her alive. Team alive.
Nice.
Japard will be much better for her than him if you want preservation. Or Fu Shang. I prefer Fu Shang. Prefer Shang is more utility. Now for artifacts, you can use her light cone herself, which is okay. This is really good. It does damage reduction, gives her crit damage. Then, and also ignores defense. But if you can't pull for her light cone, that's just fine. Just use the hurt as one. I should say, or if you have inhibitor Lunes, use his. But if not, honestly, just use the Herta one. The Herta one's good. It'll work really well with her. Just be fine. Now, I prefer the ice set personally because I have her artifact. But if you want to, I'm not saying you have to, guys. The quantum scent is really good with her because the quantum scent allows you to ignore defense on units, which her artifact does, and you want to ignore it. But if you want to go crazy, you can get the quantum set and her artifact to get like maybe like a 30 to 40% defense reduction. I think it's like 30%, I believe. Now, with saying that, I prefer ice because ice gives you crit damage, and she's gonna crit a lot, and that gives you 25% increase in damage, which means when you use your ultimate, which gains you stacks, 2 of your stacks will help increase damage and crit damage. More damage, more DPS. So that's really about it. If you want me to go into full detail on who's best with her, who's not best with her, if you should pull for her or Zila, or wait for Zila or Zila, it's up to you. Let me know. But again, she's a standard DPS. Honestly, crit rate, crit damage, attack. She's a nice unit, but she's not mandatory to get. She can hurt your team or help your team. If you have Inhibitor Lune, you don't need her. But if you want to build for a waifu, go for a waifu. She's a nice unit. She's cool. She's fun to use. She helps. I consider her better than Zila. But that's just me. Without further ado, thank you for watching the videos. If you want any more information, please leave a comment, leave a like, dislike, or follow. All appreciated. Thank you all very much. You all have a wonderful day. Again, last thing, again, I'm gonna repeat I'm sure beating a dead horse right here. If you want to see another video of me describing anything else, feel free to let me know. I will comment you guys and make a video of anything you want to see. Best of my ability. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.